Hello there. So I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather. I got a sinus thing going on, congestion. Probably because I used the humidifier, but I had to because my nose was so dry. Like my sinuses were like completely like I was afraid I was gonna get a bloody nose or something. Like, ugh. So I put it on full blast. I was like, blow, baby, blow. Anyway, so I'm a little congested. But I wanted to like look in Psalms. Let me see. Get a little something from Psalms. So my eye went to Psalms 23. And let me see. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table for me, before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me in all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So, yeah, that's intense. Okay. So just turning to the page, right? That was a good one. Because you might be feeling like you're under attack or something. Like your finances, your wellness, your everything. So, just know that there's a promise there. So I wanted to get also a Kali Oracle and see what we need to see. And also some alchemy. So this might be a long one, which I have time today. I got time today. So, sometimes we just have to go with the flow. And today I'm honoring the Sabbath, or I don't know if it's really truly the Sabbath, but I'm honoring Saturday as the Sabbath right now because I feel like, why not? So, Kundalini Shakti number 10. So there may be something about the Kundalini. So I'm feeling like my sickness is also, it's not really sickness. I think it's more of dehydration, ascension symptoms. So there may be, and smash on. That's so funny. Okay. So it could definitely be some sort of ascension symptoms from Kundalini Shakti energy. I don't know. But we got 1 and 10, so that's interesting too. So let's read number 10. Okay, Kundalini Shakti. Hers is the arising consciousness that evokes instability within, clearing the inner pathways for higher consciousness to manifest. And that is exactly what I was talking about. So, inner disturbance and instability wrought by Kundalini Shakti is an obscuring grace. Internal disorder is a necessary step towards divine reorganization. Reassure your heart that no matter what may appear at a spiritual level, all is well. outworn energy is being processed and broken apart. From the ashes of your inner fire you shall emerge renewed anew. Let what needs to happen. So that's why I'm taking time off and I'm not working right now, because whatever is needing to happen is going to happen, and I'm just going to sit here and take care of myself and let it be, So, and right before I got sick, right, the day before, I was like posting, and I posted some reading about rest, something about resting, like rest and enjoy divine bliss or something like that. I think it was the title. So like that was my warning. Like, hey, you're gonna have to sit down for a while, so that's so funny. And then I was listening to, I like to watch Unapologetically Des. I love her, she's so funny. She was saying, like right before I got sick, she's like, drink your water, you may be going through ascension symptoms. I didn't listen. And so like the next day I was like down for the count, like not able to move. Anyway, so the universe sat my ass down. So, because I go hard, man. I mean, like, I'm out every day, like, for at least 8 hours, usually. And lately I've been just doing the morning shift, which I was, like, thinking, I'm like, oh, this probably isn't bad. But actually, it's catching up, I think from, like, the previous weeks or whatever, because I don't remember to drink my water, because, like, I'm ADHD and probably autistic, and like, I need a reminder, and I took the reminder off my phone to drink water, and in fact, let me grab my water real quick. Hold on. Oh, also, let me see. Also, I wrote some stuff. I went in bed and I wrote some stuff. Okay, every ounce of grace you've given your ops gave you keys to unlock the mastery transmission frequency. Like, grace, wisdom, also, like, that integrity of, like, being honest and true to yourself and not, clapping back and, like, being, vindictive or violent or, like, sneaky, conniving, that integrity is what the universe how the universe tests all of us, right? You didn't clap back, you didn't step out of character, you closed the cycle. You chose peace, creativity, kindness over vengeance, violence, and hate. That's why you're blessed. So, if they wonder. But also, there's some sort of keys that you've been given, codes, right? The codes I was talking about. So, anyway, Kundalini Shakti, it's saying that basically you've gone through some sort of ascension. It was not, also my third eye is like, I also did drink a little coffee today, because, like, oh my god, that caffeine headache. It's a bitch. So anyway, so it's clearing the chakras, purifying the body, mind, and preparing the body to more readily receive spiritual energies, weaving through the subtle energy body from the base of the spine toward the crown of the head, seeking release through the top of the head. So this is what this is what it's all for, I guess. I don't know. Moving according to some sort of spiritual, like, upgrade. I don't know. So this oracle indicates creativity and healing on every level. It also indicates a time when matters of relationship are significant for your soul growth. Tuning in to the masculine and feminine energies in your soul will help you balance leading and receiving, directing and allowing, pursuit and presence, both in your inner worldly life and your your outer worldly life and your inner spiritual life. Trust your heart and don't be hesitant to lean into unfamiliar territory with boldness tempered by patience. You will become capable of many things on many levels that you were not capable of accomplishing previously. A new way is signified. Okay, so and then Smash Santa, which I think that's so funny, like the funniest name ever. If you know, you know. Okay. It may be a hint to the name. Anyway, she shines her blessing of divine deconstruction, clearing away that which undermines your confidence and inhibits, oh my god, your activity on your life path. With the courage born of unconditional trust, you can accept her fierce intervention in your life with openness to the positive changes that shall emerge as a result. Excuse me. And it's funny that just all of that is just hilarious to me. So it could also be that somebody tried to put some magic on you, and I mean, I'm feeling like that might have been like the leading cause of this, but it's like my karmas are well established. Like I'm not out here fucking people over and hurting people. So, you know, there's something about that. So instead of using it to take me out, it'll realign me in some way. You know, any magic that's done to me. So you may be the same way, and you may be feeling that in some way. So it's like the realignment and the alchemy. Like literally, I am an alchemist. Like literally, I'm first house Scorpio. So, I mean, what do you know? And then on top of that, 29-degree Capricorn. Like I don't think you know how Saturn works. So, like, I mean, why are you trying me? Like, it may at this point be spiritual, what is it? Psychosis for this person. Like, the shit that they do, it's like, you know, you must have lost your shit, like, a long time ago. Your grip on reality is not gripping. I don't know. So, but... But this is showing me, like, the Bible verse that I just read, right? Kundalini Shakti, Smash Anna. You know, these are showing me that, like, there's a higher force that is going to put me in alignment regardless. I might get a little sniffly. I might get a little achy. But it's pushing that shit out. Like, any like I wasn't taking care of myself by drinking water. I was drinking too much coffee, so it detoxes me, like pushes me into this detox so that I'm able to, you know, flush it out. And boom, just like that, I'm feeling better after some fucking soup, you know? Like, so, you know, there's something about that. And then this is putting heads on spikes for me on behalf of my, you know, it's like the upper and the lower realms are working in my favor at all times. And this is just like confirmation, you know? Because I'm not out here hurting people. Like, so it's a welcome release. It says release from difficult times and prolonged cycles of suffering. It says more than that, but like I'm not gonna read all of it. Anyway, now I wanted to get some alchemy cards. Jupiter and Virgin's milk, so Virgo, Jupiter and Virgo. Also, I have Jupiter in my first house at 8 degrees Scorpio, which is a Scorpio. So again, alchemy is my is my name, my middle name. I don't know. It's like the universe, Jupiter and Saturn both working in my favor at all times. That's why I get so mad. But whatever. It's not my fault. Don't be my enemy. Why you want to be my enemy? You could have been my friend, but you chose to be my enemy. It's not my fault. Anyway, I'm the universe's baby. That's funny. And Saturn is my daddy. Actually, I think Jupiter and Saturn are my daddies. And I got, you know, Venus in Aquarius is also Saturn. So, anyway, we got sublimation, darkening, and the golden rose is at the bottom. So, I think we'll read about that. Or should I pull some tarot on it first? I'll just pull 3 cards real quick. Judgment's at the bottom. Also notice the snake, and we just had the end of the snake year, the shedding, and the crow or the raven at the top of the snake with the ball. Like, yeah. Anyway, the devil just showed up. So I'm gonna do like past, present, future, because I think that's a past energy. King of Wands. This could be Capricorn or Leo, Sag, Aries person. So we got King of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Four of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. It's about I feel like somebody is working as a team to try to take down your stability in some way, or have been in the past. What's the present energy? The obsessive people that can't let go, can't move on, don't have anything fancy going on in their own lives. The Hanged Man. So it's about a higher perspective. The Towers here also. Two of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and the King of Wands. So yeah, I'm seeing that somebody tried. Somebody was trying. This could be like a witchy person. You know, King of Wands could be like a warlock person, but usually it's someone who's driven in some way. They could be driven by this toxicity. They were trying to shift your perspective, make you feel unstable, imbalanced, and put you like in a state of like needing to rest or needing, I kind of feel like that's, that's fitting. But they wanted to shift your perspective about your stability and like your forward movement and like what you're able to do in some way, maybe. Future energy. Let them fall out, but I might have to pick it. Ten of Swords. So this is ending. This is ending. Knight of Wands, Ten of Cups, Two of Swords, Queen of Cups. So this is about an ending to this I would say, I mean, because Ten of Cups is here. Knight of Wands, Two of Swords. So the ending to a blockage, the ending to a blockage of love, maybe finances. Yeah, Five of Pentacles is behind that. The Seven of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Yeah, this is magic being done. And the Queen of Wands from the past, Six of Cups. This Emperor person that's heavily burdened by you moving away from them, Six of Swords. They wanted Two of Cups with you, but you ended that cycle. And it's a major upheaval. Like they see you maybe progressing in your finances and they want to work together with someone else to make you unstable because you walked away from them. I don't know. I mean, that's how I'm seeing it. If and they may have been like a player energy before, they want you to feel like it's in and out, like the pendulum swings back and forth, but it spends more time on, the negative, which I'm not feeling that at all. I'm like, okay, sometimes I'm not feeling well. That's normal. But actually, I don't usually get sick, but I'm also moving around a lot more, seeing a lot more people. Sometimes I don't drink my water because I hate drinking water. But anyway, I don't know. So, okay, let me see. Let me read the book on sublimation first. I am still in pain a little bit, but it shall pass. Okay, sublimation. So it's elevation, rising, flight. Sublimation is the great alchemical operation of air. It occurs when there is enough heat to change the solid substance into a gas, causing it to rise up, and away. Therefore, and we did get the King of Wands a bunch of times, right, in this reading. So they see you in action, they see you moving, so they try to keep you from elevating. Therefore, when sublimation is present, there is an aspect of celebrated elevation, of ascending above and gaining a greater perspective. Birds in flight, mountain peaks, ladders, and balloons are all sublimation images. As with all the operations, sublimation has a shadow potential. Through ascension, there is a risk of separating from others, of sensing oneself higher or above. This risk is particularly great in spiritual traditions that offer a linear mode of achievement. The divine alchemist rises humbly and supports the upliftment of others, always in touch with the cycle of humanity. Service is the natural balancing agent for sublimation. It may be the next rung in your ladder, which is something that I'm already doing, and you may be doing as well. Dissociation is an example of sublimation in shadow. When this card appears, reconnect with the feelings you'd rather avoid. Be with them rather than rising above them. So like sitting with yourself. My nose. Okay, and then darkening. There was something else I wanted to say about that, but maybe it'll come back. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with anyone doing magic, but I mean, it does kind of point that out with this whole smash thing. Oh my god. So and she would do some shit like that. Anyway, and the fact that this came out, which is, I don't know. It just points in the direction. Anyway, depth, readiness, turning, darkening. In alchemy, darkness is an achievement. It indicates that the material has been through a significant occurrence, sometimes called an initiatory experience that has brought it into a state of readiness for the work. The darkness prepares us. We've moved beyond the small talk and chit-chat of the upper world and descended into the psychic layers of the soul. We admit who we are, fully and bravely, and thus open ourselves to the process of transformation. When this card appears, it's not necessary to delve into what brought you here. The initiation, likely by fire, that has caused the embers to char. Rather, it's time to heal, and darkness is the remedy. Closing your eyes is a voluntary expression of darkening. By practicing it daily, we drop into the depths and surrender. As the alchemist's eyes adjust, transformation begins. So it's what we're looking at. So not necessarily looking at the past and saying, oh, it might be this, and, it could be, magic, which I do see the devil, but, it could be that, but it could also be, like, the darkness that we're being initiated into learning about or learning more on to ascend. Sorry, my alarm went off. Ugh, my nose. I'm so stuffy. Anyway, so yeah, we're ascending. Kundalini Shakti energy is ascending in some way, forcing us to look deeper and not so much at the past and what people are doing, but spiritually what we're being called to, because our past is what it is, and it requires this and that, this and that, like the light and the dark, right? So this card is linked to mortification and Pluto. If these cards appear together, it is a sure sign that things are running bleak. Time to lighten the mood and get into the sun, which we didn't get those, but wisdom of dusk is what we should ponder. And the rose, the golden rose, let's see. I think I'm gonna have to pause it again and blow my nose. 1 second. Okay, geez Louise. Okay. Okay, the secret, the altar, the gem. The rose has long been used as a symbolic image for the summation of alchemy, the outer petals representing the first 7 planets and operations, while the inner petals protect the revelations from unwelcome eyes. But, so there's something about needing protection. But what exactly resides at the center of the golden rose? Alchemy tells us it's a secret, and it's meant to be kept as such. The rose spirals both inward and outward simultaneously. It offers beauty to the onlooker while concealing its inner chambers. This is the complex nature of the golden rose. It is... Sorry, this thing is bugging me. It's like, battery is low, battery is low. Shut up, I already heard you. Okay. It offers beauty and... It offers beauty to the onlooker while concealing its inner chambers. This is the complex nature of the golden rose. It challenges the alchemists to reorient their thinking, to devote their work to honoring the secret rather than attempting to become the master of it. Kneel at the altar of the unknown. Cherish the golden rose, as it is a model of the self. More will be revealed. To ponder the stars as golden roses. Observe how many cards with roses appear in one reading. It's just this one. They are indicators of the alchemical garden awakening, of the mystical work manifesting itself in the physical world. Ponder the word secret. It indicates there is something cherished that is worth protecting, worth devoting oneself to the search of. Okay, so you're the golden rose. And that's why you're being risen to some sort of, I don't know what. What did the Kundalini Shakti thing say? A rising consciousness. Divine reorganization. So you're being reorganized or something. Like aligning in some way to something higher. Okay. Let's get what's the unseen influence? Ugh, my nose. I can't even blow it out. It's like, I don't know. It's like a head cold or something. What's the unseen influence here? The Five of Wands. Page of Cups. Nine of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. And the Five of Cups. So I keep getting this past energy. So your spirituality, your growth, the work you've done on yourself to become, less anxious, less, needy in some way. Like some changes that you've made, like we have 2 5s here. The changes you've made on yourself that have created this like alignment to where you're being, brought into this like initiation, right? There's something you've done, like your karmas, you've cleared your karmas, you've become this golden rose, right? You've been cast into the darkness to ascend in some way. And I forget what the sublimation thing was again. To arise, right? Like to rise. Yeah, to rise. It's like something people might be, seeing. It might be a little stressed about themselves. Not seeing, their own potential. It may make them sad. There's another 5 behind that. It could be narcissistic people you've cut cycles with, immature people, ancestors, it could be family. My nose. Yeah. It could be family, it could be, just people in general. But like that's what we want to stop looking at too, like what it was saying, like we want to stop looking at that type of story for ourselves and just look through like the lens of like we are ascending, and that's because spirit wants us to come to a higher understanding of stuff. I think that's what we already do. Like I'm not on here like talking shit about people. I'm not on here, like, you know, I don't know, bringing them up all the time. It's just stuff that does come up, and it's like reminders of, you know, but I think what it's saying is that, like, there's let's look at our purpose. And our purpose, I think, is to bring the light to the dark, and be the light, right? And we have to go into the depths, right? Which I think we do on a daily fucking basis. I don't know. Anyway, but there's something about mastering that. So I think the unseen influence has to do with your value. It has to do with, like, the way that you see the value in people, right? Anyone could do this. Anyone. Literally anyone, but they choose not to. Like, you have to kind of go through, like, a lot of stuff to get here, and initiations are not pretty, and they're not nice. But it's like, I don't know. It's a reorganization so that you can arise better, stronger, faster. I don't know. Something like that. So the hidden potential. Clarify. What is the hidden potential? Queen of Cups and the Five of Pentacles and Justice is at the bottom. So balancing. So again with the Rose, like, so maybe this isn't you. This is hidden potential. So I'm seeing this as like balancing other people in some way, you know, like being that nurturing these flowers that are wilted. You know, it's not necessarily other people. I mean, it's not necessarily ourselves. It's also ourselves, but like this feeling of lack that most people feel. Most people are in this state of, you know, lost, lack, you know, mindsets of, if I don't have this, I'm not going to be enough in some way. But it's like nurturing that cup of love, like nurturing, you know, providing that to other people where maybe they aren't getting that, you know, and like being the water, being the nurturer. This is a wilted flower. You know, it looks like it needs a little water and a little sun, right? So, and it's in the fucking dark. You know, so we have to go down deep into the darkness to, you know, the roots of this flower, this wilted flower, and give it freaking this cup of water. You know, because when our cup overfloweth, that's when, you know, also it might point to my dehydration. Like, I know I must give myself in order to be there for others, so it's all about balance. It's also about the truth and getting clear of something. Again, with the Six of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So this is about the laws of attraction, law of, you know, cause and effect. Why the Seven of Swords? It's about escaping the matrix, I'm getting, with the mindsets. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. You see how this sort of truth in the globe here, it's about having both the duality, because this is like a rising, and then the darkness is like the underworld. So when you put them together, we're ascending from the darkness, right? So, and it has to be, like Carl Jung said, the tree has to go all the way down to the hell, to hell, and the branches up to the heavens. And that's when we're a whole person. So it's about, the balancing of the masculine and feminine, which is the Shakti energy, right? The Kundalini. It's about ego sublimation too, like the ego, not death, but like the transformation of your ego, where you're not so much functioning off of like fear, doubt, worry, shame, all the things. You're more so functioning off of like faith, love, enlightenment, ascension, like the higher self. Because that's when the balance actually occurs. That's when you can manifest. You're still in touch with your heart. You're still in touch with your mind. You control it all. It's, that's how the reorganization of alignment, right? Anyway, I'm a little sleepy, so I don't know if this made a lot of sense, but I'm pretty sure it did. I was channeled mostly. Anyway. I'm a little sleepy. I don't know why, because I've been sleeping, but I guess ascension, right? Freaking sheesh. Anyway, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.